Well, as you know, maybe, you're going to find out, Dr. Peggy Malone has offered to send me on a test trial, a 30-day test trial on a nutritional cleanse using Isagenix, and I am on day 6 today. Tomorrow is my cleanse day where I'm not going to be eating anything. I'm just going to be drinking some sort of fluid that I haven't tried yet. Looks tropical though. So Peggy, let's, during my week, since I've started this, I've come up with a whole bunch of different questions on my day-to-day basis, and then it's drawn a lot of interest from my coworkers and my friends as to what the program is. So I've got a whole bunch of just random questions here that people out there may have. First of all, my first night I came to eat my sensible dinner, and I thought, can I have a glass of milk? Is milk okay to drink while I'm doing a nutritional cleanse?
Well, one of the benefits of being on the nutritional cleanse is you're essentially taking everything out and then you add things back afterwards. And you can, as a result of that, you can see if you're sensitive to something like dairy. So it's a good idea to take dairy out. That said, though, and this is something that's important to know, is that each cleanse that you do, it's your cleanse. So, I have people that really want to have a glass of wine once a week because they just can't go without, or they still want to have a cup of coffee once a day. And they're still getting benefit from getting all the other stuff out of their diets and adding all that good nutrition. So if milk is something that you want to add and it's important to you, then by all means you can. Okay.
Well, I've cut out coffee. I couldn't believe that I did. I wasn't a huge coffee drinker, but when I did stop drinking the coffee, and James is really upset because he makes really good coffee, but when I did stop drinking it, for about 2 days, I had that kind of mild headache, and I thought, no, just get through it, and eventually it'll go away, and it did, and I think much better in the afternoons. I'm not yawning as much. It's a wonderful thing, yeah. That's and this is only the first week, so I'm excited to see after the 4th week how I'm going to feel. All right, well, I have about 15 other questions here, but we are running out of time, so I'm going to bring Peggy back for another segment here right after these messages from our sponsors. We'll be right back on Inside Out. We're back. Mike Vecchio sitting with Dr. Peggy Malone, and we're speaking about the Isagenix nutritional cleanse that I've embarked on this journey. Now I'm in my day 6, and through those 6 days I've had a lot of questions come up. A lot of my friends and coworkers have come up with some questions, so we're going to fire those out. It's like the speed round for the doctor today. Okay, so my first question was, can I drink milk? And you said yes. If that's part of your daily routine, it's okay to drink milk. Probably better to cut it out if you can, but it's okay. If I'm on medication, a normal routine of medication, is it okay to continue with my normal medications?
Yes, and always a disclaimer in this question is before you start any new diet program, talk to your medical doctor, make sure that it's okay, make sure that you can embark on that for the 30 days. And in most cases it will be, because Isagenix is just food. You're just adding food. So
there's no drugs involved in it at all.
No, there's no stimulants. Everything is natural ingredients that are minerals, vitamins, and food, superfoods essentially.
Okay. Vitamins. Is it okay if I'm on a vitamin program that if I take a vitamin every day, I can still take that with this program or not?
Usually what I would tell people is if you're taking your vitamins sort of as an insurance policy for health, and that's the only reason you're taking them, then take them out and just do the cleanse. If you're taking them because you've been prescribed them by a naturopath or a doctor or something like that, then keep those ones in, and again, talk to your practitioner before you start.
Okay, and we reiterate that. That's very important to speak to your own personal doctor. All right. What about people with diseases such as lupus or a problem of diabetes, asthma? Maybe you can break those down.
Okay.
With lupus, is that okay?
Yeah, lupus, I've had a couple of patients that have gone through the cleanse with lupus. Lupus is an autoimmune disorder which creates a lot of inflammation in the body. Because you're taking out all the bad stuff and you're adding these really great foods, essentially the diet is anti-inflammatory. So for the most part, you'll find that you'll get some great changes in symptoms, and that's what happened with my patient who has the lupus that has done it. She's way better. So yes, you can. And again, the disclaimer, talk to your practitioner beforehand. Okay. Diabetes, it's very diabetic friendly. It's basically going to keep your sugar levels, insulin levels very stable. So it's a really great thing to add to your diet. Okay. And asthma. A friend of mine has asthma for when she sleeps at night. Can she continue to take her asthma medication? That's one of those things I would direct to her medical doctor. Right, to the doctor. I would assume that probably, because it's just food, everything will just remain the same. Okay. What ages of people can use this program? Well, this is something that little kids as young as 2 can take the shake and a lot of the ingredients. We would give them a special portion of it, but you can take it all the way up to as old as you can get. It's going to be beneficial for everybody. I love the shakes, by the way. Yeah, they're good. They're totally good. It's like having a chocolate shake for breakfast and lunch.
It's delicious. I thought it'd be, not taste so good.
Yeah, it's
pretty
nice.
good.
I still have it every day for breakfast, even though I'm not doing the cleanse.
Is that right?
Yeah, since 2 years ago when I first did it, that's what I have as my meal because it's delicious and it's easy to make and it's got all sorts of good stuff in it.
Okay. James is feeding me a question about whether your dog can do it with you, but I think I'm going to forego that question. Now, you mentioned we can do the 30-day program, and then to follow up, you do a 9-day program to kind of keep maintenance of going. If somebody's unsure about doing the complete 30-day program, would you suggest starting with the 9-day program? Why or why not?
You can do the 9-day program first, but it's intense because in the 30-day program, you're going to have 4 days where you do cleansing. In the 9-day program, you're going to have 4 days when you do cleansing. So if you're especially sick or toxic before you start, 9 days is going to be very intense for your body, and you'll get a lot of those detoxifying symptoms more than waiting the 30 days. The other advantage of the 30 days is that over 30 days you're creating a habit because you're doing it for longer and you're really becoming aware of what you're putting in your body, which will help you when you finish the 30 days to start making healthier choices outside of the cleanse.
Actually, it's amazing how much you think about the little picking that you do, the candy hearts on the table or the goldfish bowl.
Yeah.
You just don't do it, and eventually that'll become a habit, and I won't be doing that later. I'm excited about that. Insomnia. I'm not an insomniac, but I found in the afternoon since I've started this program, especially in the last couple of days, I have a lot more energy. I'm not as tired. I'm not yawning in the afternoon to try to stay awake. A friend of mine that I work with has insomnia problems, and she's worried about whether this will keep her up at night more than her insomnia normally would.
Well, and she might find that everything will even out and it will just be fine. So it's worth the experiment. There is a portion of the cleanse, it's called an accelerator, which doesn't have any stimulants in it, but it sometimes gives you that extra bit of energy. So I would usually recommend if somebody came into my practice with that they ease off on that portion of the cleanse.
Okay, and quickly here, we're almost out of time on this break. Any adverse drug interactions that we should think about?
This is something, again, you want to talk to your medical doctor about, but because for the most part you're just putting good food into your body, you're not going to notice anything like that.
Okay, it's pretty simple. It's a really neat plan. A couple of pills and or little capsules and the shake, and then eat a sensible meal, lots of water during the day. That's all you really have to do. All right, we'll talk about that a little bit more with Dr. Peggy Malone when we come back after the break in just a moment. Welcome back to the program. Peggy Malone is here, and we're talking about the Isagenix Nutritional Cleanse 30-day cleanse program that I've been doing. And we just finished the speed round of random questions. I still have a few left here for you, Peggy.
Okay.
First of all, I get migraine headaches. Is this going to affect people with migraines either for the good or for the bad?
And again, it's one of those things where you can't say for sure because it's not like I can say this is going to fix everything. But what it does is creates a situation where your body is healthier. It decreases inflammation in the body and it raises your pH. It brings you to a more alkaline state. Right. All of those things help people to be healthier. So people will say, I got less headaches, I've got less musculoskeletal pain, I'm sleeping better, I've got more energy. So we can't say for sure that yes, this is going to help, but it's just like I said, adding good food, it's worth a try. If somebody has migraine headaches and they do this cleanse and they notice a difference, well, that's amazing.
Bonus. And I have the tendonitis in my elbow. I've noticed that's gone down. It's not totally gone, but over the last week, it's really lessened. And I wake up in the morning and my arm actually will extend without me trying to break it off.
That's good.
I feel much better that way. How does it affect people with cholesterol issues? That's very popular nowadays.
Well, and again, because always the disclaimer, talk to your medical doctor. But for the most part, we have cholesterol issues because we're putting bad stuff into our body. With this cleanse, you're putting good stuff into your body. The one way it might affect your cholesterol is because your gastrointestinal system is slowing down, and that's one of the way your body gets rid of excess cholesterol. Mm-hmm. You want to just double, if you have cholesterol issues, you want to be really putting in lots of water and making sure that everything's moving the way it should.
Okay. 2 more questions here. This one's a little personal. How much should I be going pee and poo? Going to the washroom. I noticed I'm going pee a lot more because I'm drinking so much more water than I normally did. The secondary one seems to be about normal, about average.
Good, well that's great.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. For some people will find that that'll be a little less because they're putting less bulk, less calories into their body. Yeah. But it's good that it's normal. That's what we're looking for. We want your body to function how it should.
Welcome to Mike's doctor's office appointment, where anything goes. We got to tell it all. Your doctor has to know. All right, and finally here, I had a friend who said, well, Mike, it's not a true cleanse because you're not cutting out all the other parts of the toxins that you're putting in your body. For example, shampoo. I don't do makeup, but if you wore makeup or deodorant or where you work, or air fresheners, anything like that. Is it a true nutritional cleanse, or how would you describe that?
How would I describe that? Well,
Yeah.
when we started this process, I talked to you about the fact that every person we know is having toxic overload, which means all of us, no matter what, are breathing air, are eating food, are drinking water. We can't get away from the toxins. We can't just stop everything altogether. So basically when you're doing this, you're giving your kidneys and your liver, which are your detoxifying organs, a break. So even if you give them a little bit of a break, even if you do half the cleanse, even if you do a few days of cleanse, it's still a better situation than doing nothing doing the exact same thing that you're doing now,
Okay.
and feeling sick and feeling tired and all the rest of it.
All right.
So, I guess it depends on how you would define what is a true nutritional cleanse, but in my opinion this is, because you're putting good stuff in, you're taking all the stuff out that you can,
Yeah.
and you're getting healthier.
I can't do any less or any more than what I'm doing right now, and I feel pretty good. Peggy, we are out of time, but if people want to research more, they can go on your website and look at the Isagenix information.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much for coming in to talk to us
Thanks
today.
for having me.
All right, we'll see you again tomorrow here on Inside Elgin. Have a great day and take care.